Hello, Oilers fans, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Oiler. This is the show where you email your questions in and your favorite Oilers answered. Today, we're fortunate enough to be here with Steve Staios. Steve, thank you very much for coming here today.
Thank you.
It's an off day. I know how busy you guys have been, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come over for a few minutes. First question, we'll get right into them. Comes from Sean in Westlock. And Sean says, how have your parents supported you throughout your hockey career?
I think like every player who's been fortunate enough to play in the NHL, I think their parents have been a huge influence on them, and that's definitely the case for me. My parents have always been there for me, and still are, and it's still just a phone call away if you need some support, and they're always there and backing you up, and they're my biggest fans, and win or lose, and especially I take the game to heart, and sometimes I take it home with me, which is tough on everybody, but they seem to find a way to put things in perspective for me, and it's that support's always been there since day one.
Right on. So yeah, you guys are still close today. That's always good to hear, and still proud of you for all those moments. Team Canada obviously must have been pretty exciting time for them.
That was great. Yeah, I think being in Canada this year, I've played in. I've been fortunate enough to represent my country on 4 occasions. So this year being in Halifax and Quebec City, they had a chance to come out there and watch, and it was a real thrill for them. So that was definitely a real highlight in my career and for them as well.
Right on. Next question comes from Turner in Edmonton. And Turner asks simply, what was your greatest NHL moment thus far?
Well, I mean, winning the Western Conference and heading to the Stanley Cup, being on the ice, knowing that we have a chance to win the Stanley Cup with the team that we did, and that realization, being in that moment, I think was the greatest moment, because it was a team effort, and everybody contributed. And that type of feeling is hard to come by, and to get to that position with that team, coming from where we did, definitely a real moment that I'll never forget, and being there with my teammates that night was really special.
Yeah, I think that was a special thing for Oilers fans all over the place, obviously, but obviously something you guys, it was real important to you guys as well, not just to fans. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
Right on. Next question comes from Rice in Red Deer. Rice asks, who do you look up to as a hero or a leader today?
You don't have to look too far. Ethan Morrow in our locker room, and we've had some great leaders through our room. Jason Smith before Ethan. It's hard not to feed off of guys like that, but definitely those two guys. As far as hero, I think, that's a tough one. I don't know if I really have a hero, but there's definitely a lot of guys who have influenced my career. And things that I've taken from them, I still lean on today, and they might not even know it, but right from my parents to some of the veteran players that I played with early in my career, and coaches, and everybody along the way.
Yeah, do you keep in touch with any of those veteran players that you used to play with, and kind of thank them for helping bring you up to where you are today?
I'm not that good at it. I mean, it's funny, but even ask the guys who have recently been traded, and we play against them, and you seem to be able to, especially during the game, you kind of turn the page. But afterwards, I still keep in touch with some of the guys, and but never close to game time or the day of the game or night before a game sort of thing. But I have a lot of respect for some of my teammates and players that I've played with, especially here in Edmonton. We've had an incredible amount of great character guys.
Yeah, well, that leads us perfectly into our next question from Mark in Victoria. Mark says, when you play against a recently traded player for the first time, do they instantly become the enemy, or does it take a while to lose that teammate feeling?
It doesn't take that long. It's just part of the game and the way it works, and it's the unfortunate part of this business, because you always want to be successful with the players that you have in your locker room at that time, and you never want to see guys come and go, but it's part of the game. You have to adjust, but you just know that if you don't play them hard, it's going to come back and bite you. And we've had, I think Ryan Smith's probably one of the best examples, because he was a great teammate for a long time, and I got to share some World Championship experiences with him and winning with him on the international level. And then when we play against each other, it's game on, and he knows that, and I know that, and our style of play matches up, and we get to see each other a lot when we play against each other. So, but you always have that respect for a teammate like that. That never goes away.
Yeah, so there's never that moment where you're a physical player, so you're about to hit someone in the corner, and you don't say, "Oh shoot, you're my friend. I can't do this."
No, it's it's a part of the game.
Fair enough. Next question comes from Danny in Saskatoon. Danny says, "As an Oiler, you've been a reliable, stay-at-home defenseman. In your time in Atlanta and Vancouver, you were used in a dual role of forward and defense. Question is, what do you enjoy playing more, defense or forward? And do you miss playing forward today?
I don't miss it much. I wasn't very effective. I've always been a defenseman, and the story is that when I was in Vancouver, Mike Keenan was our coach, and he still does it to this day, where he gets one of his defensemen that he feels can skate and join the play to play forward at times, and so I was back and forth, and you kind of got lost. I got lost in the shuffle a little bit, playing some shifts on defense, and then in the middle of the game going up on and playing forward. So pretty difficult time in my career. It was early in my career too, but sooner or later I found my position back on defense, and was able to grow and manage my game better, and being able to work with Charlie Huddy has helped my development, and even to this day, being around as long as I have, I still feel like you can still develop and still improve on your game.
Well, yeah, and one of those ways that you've improved and developed is obviously your shot blocking. You're known for your shot blocking. The question comes from Kyle in Edmonton, who says he's been paying a lot of attention so far this season and realizing you've been blocking a lot of shots, and he's wondering what you guys do in practice to get you set up to block those shots.
A lot of shot blocking is just positional play. You get yourself in the right position, and we've changed things a little bit this year, where we're trying to give our goaltender a little bit more of a visual, and leaving the opponent sort of with the goaltender and us off to the side. So it's changed a little bit as far as the strategy, but more often than not, I'm hoping to get into a lane, and then it's just anticipation. And we go through the films, and I know if we're playing against certain players in the power play where the shot's going to be coming from. So I'll tend to cheat out on them a little bit and try and get a good angle. There's some great shooters, and all you want to do is be in that lane. And if you are in that lane and you're there early, I try and lay down, and then the goalies know that it's coming up high. We've talked about that. So it takes away a lot of their options. If you do it right and your timing's right, and if you don't, you're screening your goalie. So, I think it's a big thing as far as team play and positional play, and it only hurts after you lose. If you block shots and you win, it doesn't feel as bad.
And the up and down timing, that's something. Is that something that's always kind of come naturally to you, or is that? You're up and down there a lot faster than most guys out there,
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I first came to the Oilers, I think I realized how important it really was, and we have on our coaching staff some pretty gritty guys who did a lot of shot blocking, and we're great team players. So I realized the importance then, and I've tried to do the best I can to try and develop that part of the game.
Right on. Okay, we'll leave off with one last question, a bit of a fun one from Rihanna in Edmonton. And Rihanna simply asks, if you could have any superpower, what superpower would it be and why?
Is goal scoring a superpower?
Sure, we could go with that.
All right, that would be it. No, with my role on the team, I'm predominantly in a defensive role, and but if you always want to chip in offensively and have that opportunity to help your team out in that way, and that's always probably the most exciting part of it. Hemsky's hands that's pretty much a superpower right there. Yeah. So, something along those lines.
Right on. Okay, well, Steve, thank you very much again.
Okay.
Want to stay tuned to EdmontonOilers.com to find out who our next guest will be and email your questions in. Take care.